Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi everybody, I'm Keith Abraham and welcome to Passionate People. In this episode, I want to talk to you a little bit about discovering and pursuing your true passions in life. I love this quote. I use it often in my presentations. It's one that I created. Nothing great happens until someone becomes passionate about something. If you think of Steve Jobs and what he went through, and there's obviously been books written about him and movies now done about him, and the one thing you cannot deny, he was passionate. And I just love that image with that quote, nothing great happens until someone becomes passionate about something. What are you passionate about? In your life, you have to be passionate about something. You either live with passion or you live with regret, one of the two. So what are we going to cover during this episode? We're going to talk about finding your passions and understanding they fit into two categories and which is right for you. The second thing we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about finding your real passion in life and deciding on a plan on how to pursue it, especially around business. We'll talk a little bit about how to pursue your personal passions in life and work, and it's easier than what you think. We'll also spend some time and talk about what a passionate life means to you and how you start living it now. In actual fact, the hashtag is #LivePassionately. And you can connect with me on that because I just believe life is too short to live without passion. Number 5 is we're going to talk about the 12 questions you can ask yourself to find your true passions. And we'll also talk about how to turn your passion into a profession to generate profit. Now, this may not be for everybody. You know, because once again, your passion fits in those two categories. Some people go and pursue their passion, earn an income. Other people go and earn an income to pursue their passion. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll also talk about why pursuing your passion is so important to your overall energy and well-being. So that's what we're going to spend time on in this episode. Once again, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. I'm going to ask you these questions. You can pause, obviously, this episode at any time to write the questions down and to start to answer them as you go through. And as I said to you before in a previous episode, get yourself a journal and start jotting your ideas down from all these wonderful episodes that you find on Business Blueprint TV. So, here's what I do know is that people's life is made up of 4 components. Your life is made up of the things that you love to do, the things that excite you, things that recharge you, re-energize you, revitalize you. The second is that you've got things in your life that you enjoy, that you like to do. You enjoy doing them, they give you happiness, they bring joy to you. We also know that there are things that you have to do that you endure, and there are things that you hate to do that exhaust you. Now here's what I do know, is that there are things in your life that you love to do, things you like to do, hate to do. If your life has got nothing in the top 2 and everything in the bottom 2, well then let me give you a highly technical term. Your life is crappy. You need to stop and say, what is it that you need to do? You have to give yourself permission to stand at the front of the line and say, what are the things that I love to do and I like to do, so that can re-energize you, so you can go through the crud. So you can go through and do the things that you have to do or hate to do. I can't help you to get rid of the bottom 2, but I can spend a lot of time in this episode working out what you love to do and what you like to do. So let's explore that concept. Here's what I do know, is that doing activities that energize you is good for you. Doing activity that recharges the tank. I honestly believe all of us have got an ever-ready battery here. And we have to recharge it from time to time. By pursuing your passion, you recharge that battery. And when you recharge that battery, you can go and do the things that you love to do, that you like to do, that you have to do, and that you hate to do. And so go and do the things that you like to do. Here's what I also know is that if you don't recharge your battery from time to time, on one end of the scale you become tired and lethargic, And on the other end of the scale, you don't give a flying fruitcake anymore. And so it's really critical for the people who mean the world to you and for yourself to be doing the things you like to do. And I know what you're probably saying, Keith, I'm busy. I haven't got time. I get that. Who's not busy, by the way? When was the last time? When was the last time you talked to somebody and you said, how's things going? By the way, that's probably the wrong question to ask. And you ask them and they tell you, oh, I'm busy. I'm so busy. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I've got all these emails and I'm doing this and I'm doing. Everybody is busy. When was the last time you spoke to somebody and said, how's things going? Oh, I'm doing 2/5 of bugger all at the moment. You don't have that conversation with people. Everybody's busy. So build into your schedule time to take a couple of steps back so you can run forward. And that's why it's important to stop and do the things that energize you. Here's what I do know, that you probably fit into 3 categories. Discover. You might be one of these people, you know what, Keith, I haven't discovered my passion yet. I was in Queenstown about 12 months ago working with some financial planners, and I shared the stage with this financial advisor in this large particular dealership group. And he was speaking and I was interviewing after he spoke on this platform. And so he's 36 years of age, very successful in his business. He's got a financial planning business. He's got a general insurance brokerage, married, 2 kids, good life, a great lifestyle, lives in North Queensland. Really, seemed to have it all together. And by the way, he does. About 3 weeks after the conference, he got a copy of my book. And 3 weeks after the conference, he sends me an email, and here's the subject line. It started off like this: am I normal? This is going to be an interesting email. He said, am I normal, Keith? He said, I'm 36 years of age, I'm successful in my industry, I'm recognised by my colleagues as somebody that's, achieving heaps, and I'm recognised in my community. I've got a great relationship with my wife, with my kids, got a profitable business. He said, but I don't know what my passion is. And I wrote him back a really simple email. Yes, you do. I just haven't asked you enough questions yet. You know what? You know what your passion is. If I can ask you enough questions, I can help you discover what your passion is. The second group of people are people who actually know what their passion is, but they haven't had a chance to connect with it yet. So I'm really passionate about playing golf or fishing, or I'm really passionate about food, or I'm really passionate about vegetables, or really passionate about coaching kids soccer, or I'm really passionate, but they just don't do it. And the third are people who actually are pursuing their passion. They know what their passion is, and they're actually going out and doing something about it. Where do you fit? Where do you fit? Where do you fit into those 3? Do you know what your passion is? Do you know what your passion is, but you're not doing it? Do you know what your passion is and you are doing it? Where do you fit? Well, the good news is during this episode, we'll cover all 3. We'll talk about all 3. But first, let's talk about where passion fits. Passion fits into 2 categories. As I said before, you might be a person who you go and do the things that you love to do and you earn an income from it. I'm fortunate. I love this work. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's a crusade for me. And I'm really fortunate. I get paid very well to do the work I do. So I'm passionate about standing up and presenting and making a difference, and people are happy to pay me for that. On the flip side, you might earn an income for you so you can go and do the things that you're passionate about. I'm really passionate about travel. I think I've said this in a previous episode. I'm really passionate about travel. I'm fortunate that I get to travel for my work and the work that I do, but I really love taking my family with me on trips and adventures and going and being that explorer I've spoken about. So you fit into one of these 2 categories. Either are right or wrong. Here's what you need to start to think about. What is it that you're passionate about? And could you earn an income from it? And if you can't, then go and do the very best thing that you like to do and earn an income from that so you can go and pursue the things that you want to do. And when we start talking about pursuing, income is just a great vehicle. It either gives us time, choices, options. So let me ask you these 12 questions. about what it is that's really important to you, to be able to discover, connect, and pursue. Here's the first question. If the money was handled, what would you love to do with your time, energy, and skills? Not what would you love to do with the money, but what would you love to do with your time, energy, and skills? If the money was handled. You won the lotto, whatever it means, but what would you do with your time, energy, and skills if the money was handled? Would you do exactly the same? Would you go to work? Would you quit the job and go and do something else? Would you go and pursue your passion? If the money was handled, if everything was perfect, what would you love to do with your time? Here's the second question. Write down for me, what are the three things that you love to do, that you're passionate about? Now, and I've already shared this with you, is I'm passionate about my family. So let's take it that you're passionate about your family. Tell me the three other things that you would love to do in your life, that you love to do in your life. For me, let me share with you, I'm passionate about my family, I'm passionate about the work that I do, I'm passionate about travel, I'm passionate about photography. I have a great love for photography. I would be what you would call a pro-am photographer. What do I mean by that? I have all the gear but no idea. So I'm a pro-am photographer. So I love to travel and take photos. In actual fact, if I can combine all of them, if I can travel with my family, doing the work that I do, and take my camera with me, I'm a pretty happy camper. So what are the three things that you love to do, taking that your family is one of them? Is it cooking? Is it coaching? Is it making a difference? Is it, working with your hands? Is it, what is it that you love to do that re-energizes, recharges you? It was interesting. I asked this question. I was doing some work for a company called JSOL. And what the great thing that comes out of asking this question is, I asked the question of the group. There was about 50 or 60 people at Manly, and at a conference I was doing there, I asked the question, does anyone want to share something they're passionate about? And this one guy puts up his hand and said, I'm passionate about lead lighting. I said, wow, I haven't had that before. I said, that's something that's really interesting. And he said, yeah, I've always had a passion for it, and I do it in my part time, and I make things, windows for different people and stuff like that. And I said, oh wow! And as he started, talking about it, he became more animated. And I said, just let me ask the question. I said, there's about 60 people in the room. I said, can you tell me how long you worked for JSOL for? And he said, I've worked here for more than 20 years. I said, wow. I said, put your hands up to the group. Put your hands up if you actually know this guy. And pretty well everyone puts up their hand. I said, keep your hands up if you knew he is passionate about lead lighting. And pretty well everybody put down their hands, apart from about 5 people. I said, isn't it interesting we work side by side with somebody and actually not know what their passion is? Share your passion with people. It energizes you, and it might just energize and enthuse and engage them. Here's the next question you might want to ponder. What's most important to you? In your life, what's most important to you? In your life, what's most important to you? What matters to you? What makes a difference to you? I know I talk about this a lot, but what's most important to you? Is it important that you're healthy and fit? Is it important that you're the role model for your kids? Is it important that you're the living example? Is it important that you're financially secure? Is it important that you've got a nice lawn? What's most important to you? Is it important that you stop and
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.